5 unusual people in the world, part 137. Hello you guys, I'm Keisha, and have a great day. God created humans with different appearance and characteristics, in white, black, fat, thin, and short and tall. But among all the unique things God gives humans, there are always those who are more remarkable than others. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 5. Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan was born in 2015 from southwestern Bangladesh. Is a pitiful child with a swollen head twice its natural size. Born a healthy child, Muhammad Hassan's head began to swell significantly when he was only 16 days old. 18 months later, his head circumference is a astounding 27 inches and is so large that he cannot bear his weight. When Hassan was born, his condition was very good. After his head began to grow shrinkly, his mother, charming actor, soon noticed her son's unusual appearance. Then, she and her husband took Hassan to a local doctor in the village, but due to financial conditions, they were unable to take him to any good doctors. To increase anxiety for her son, Charmin said that she had been abandoned by her husband, blaming his wife for poor Hassan's condition. A local journalist reported on the story of Hassan. The toddler was transferred to the National Hospital of Neuroscience in Dhaka on March 5, 2017. Doctors diagnosed Hassan with hydrocephalus, a dehydration problem in the brain. Hassan will be treated by Dr. Sheikh Mohammed Ekramullah, an assistant professor and head of the Pediatric Neurosurgery Department of the Central Pediatric Institute, who has treated more than 80 children with hydrocephalus. Beauty is what any woman wants. Many people spend a lot of time and money searching for it. However, the next woman has only a very small desire to have a normal face. Number 4. Susan. Susan, a woman over 40 years old, has a shrink mouth. It makes her isolated and boycotted. No one likes the difference, so she rarely leaves the house, and no one wants to marry her. Like any woman, she wants to have children and has vowed to pay anyone who gives her the opportunity to be a mother. Susan was born normally. When she grows up, she sees a pimple in her mouth and thinks it is a small pimple that can go away on its own. The pimple grew larger and became swollen in her mouth. Her mouth hurts now because it's bigger than she can carry. Susan finds it very difficult to wash her face. The feeding is problematic because she has to lift part of her mouth with one hand before she can feed herself. In addition, it also causes pain that causes her to often lose sleep. Most pitiful is the alienation from everyone. She's always lonely, even she's almost depressed. Susan used to see a doctor for a checkup, but in small hospitals, doctors advise her not to have surgery because it could affect her life. Susan returned home in misery because she could not go to the major hospitals in the city. The distance was too great and her health was never good. A charity called AfriMax TV came to meet her and decided to help her by creating a support page on GoFundMe. If you want to help Susan have a better life and have surgery, please support her via the links below the description. God will bring you blessings. This poor boy's journey to find a face of many difficulties has finished with a priceless reward for the brave boy. Now, a mature, confident young man with many plans in life. Number 3. Lê Trung Tuấn. Lê Trung Tuấn was born in 1998 in Như Thanh district, Thanh Hóa, had a rare disease where the tumor grew right on the face. The tumor every day grew, ingrained deeply into the skull, pushed Tuấn eyes away. Tuấn face is deformed, one ear is deaf, one eye is blurred, his sense of smell is affected. Tuấn is called a faceless boy. At the age of 10, the tumor began to appear on Tuấn face, then it gradually grew, causing a serious deformation of his face. Not only affects his appearance, but also has a negative impact on his health. At 1/2 a month, Tuấn had a nosebleed that could not stop, so his health declined, losing weight from 80 pounds to only 44 pounds. We all know that any malignant tumor can be fatal to a patient. and Tuan's case does not seem to be an exception, as he is frequently ill. For 5 years, the father took his son to hospitals throughout the country, but the tumor was so large and dangerous that the doctor shook his head, causing the whole family to despair. In mid-2013, Tuan met an American shaping expert, McKay McKinnon, invited by a professor. Here, the doctors decided to operate on him. After the first surgery, Tuan was able to go back to school, and after the next 2 operations, he lost a tumor cell and regained 80% of his face. A man used to be very handsome, but then he had a rare bout of illness that changed his appearance so much that the kids called him a monster. Number 2. Shadat Hossain. Shadat Hossain, born in 1970, living in Shajapur, Bangladesh, has a body covered with bubbles of all sizes, from tiny to as large as tennis balls. He is thought to have neurofibromatosis, causing tumors to grow along the nerves. Without surgery to remove these lumps, he is likely to be permanently blind. A lump appeared on the forehead at the age of 13, and only 5 years later, the tumors grew thick like mushrooms. Shadat struggled to live because he was often itchy, and his entire body was heavy. His eccentric appearance made his son unable to look at his father's face. The gazes and whisper of passerby also made him feel as mentally miserable as the physical pain he was suffering. The kids even called him the monster, even though he was relatively good-looking when he was young. When his illness worsened, he could no longer afford to do his daily work and had to quit his job. Without a regular income, Mr. Shadat does not have the money to buy medicine or cure illnesses. If there is treatment, the doctor will have to remove the eye layers because Mr. Shadat's eyes are not clearly visible. His family is now looking to the donated funds to fully diagnose and treat the disease. Number 1. Jessica Brett. Jessica Brett, born in 2008 from Lincoln, UK, has had a large birthmark covering the first half since birth, diagnosed as a sign of precancer. Moreover, the place of the birthmark is quite long, so if it becomes a malignant tumor, it will be very dangerous. This condition occurs only in about 1% of the population, and 15% of which occurs in the head or neck. Jessica's very dangerous condition was taken by her family to the best doctor to remove the cancer cells with a special method. They put some air balloons above Jessica's head. The air balloon, added to 480 grams of physiological salt, gradually expanded over the course of 6.5 months to develop the baby skin. During the treatment, she was really brave. Not even that bizarre hairstyle was discouraged. From the front, Jessica's hair looks like a new fashion hairstyle. Over 6 months of treatment, the doctor successfully removed the air balloons and extremely dangerous cancer cells. Next, they implanted a new skin on her head. Although not all hair areas are growing back, but that is not a problem for her. Jessica understands her health is the most important thing. Now, Jessica is back with a happier and more optimistic life than ever, with a strange but effective treatment. Although her appearance changes strangely, she always smiles, a positive attitude towards everything that happens. Life can sometimes alternate between life's big decisions, tragedies, and suffering. Nothing seems to go as we wish, and as we all know, happiness is our way of handling problems. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell to watch more interesting videos. And now, goodbye and see you again.